Salutations, subjugated species. Automatic here for Automatic Games. Thanks for joining me for Season 1, Episode 3 of my XCOM 2 series. In the last episode, I said I'd like to review the combat personnel files for everyone we have on staff. So we're going to kick off this episode by doing just that. Now you'll have to bear with me, all the audio for this is pre-recorded.
Peter Van Doorn, codenamed Wolverine. Known for his pre-war efforts in the United Nations, Peter Van Doorn is a wild card, a loose cannon whose exploits on the battlefield are as legendary as his colorful commentary. William Lee, codenamed Weasel, born Columbus, Ohio, 23 September 1987. William is a veteran of the original XCOM team and a mentor to his fellow soldiers. He is a common-sense combatant who is often sought out for military advice. His passion for history makes him the operational historian for the XCOM program, while his social skills make him a dear friend to XCOM personnel, both active and former. Javier Valdez, codenamed Old School, born Juarez, Mexico, 7 November 1991. Valdez is one of the original XCOM soldiers and a close friend of Central Officer Bradford. He is a seasoned veteran and a recovering drug addict. Javier is very religious and serves as the chaplain for the XCOM soldiers. Carl Ham, codenamed Lead, born Los Angeles, California, 8 April 1994. Carl was a celebrity before the invasion, a founding member of a wildly popular band. When he was implicated in a conspiracy against Advent, he was forced to flee Los Angeles and join a small resistance cell in Aspen. He is easily the funniest man in any given group, and his sense of humor goes a long way to ease anxieties. Nelson Boyd, codenamed Noisy Boy, born Wellington, New Zealand, 5 January 1996. Noisy Boy is a team player, by all accounts a natural athlete and an inspiring personality on the battlefield. He has a positive attitude and is a reasonable candidate for leadership. He turned his back on a popular rugby team in order to join the resistance. Manny Fawcett, codenamed Manny Faces, born Terre Haute, Indiana, 2 October 1998. The sole survivor of a small Midwestern community, Manny trained himself in hunting and living off the land. In doing so, he excelled at defending himself against any threat, alien or otherwise. A wise soldier, others often looked to him for advice. XCOM recruiters sought Manny out based on his solid reputation. Otto Williams, codenamed Automatic, born Columbus, Ohio, 1 August 2008. Otto was trained by his father, who served in the original XCOM program 20 years ago. In late 2030, Otto and his father sought to reunite with XCOM forces, thus renewing their fight against the alien invader. Otto is a by-the-book soldier, forging his sense of loyalty in the traditions of his father. Jared Williamson, codenamed Manzer, born Cleveland, Ohio, 7 March 1999. Manzer was tracked down by resistance recruiters after assassinating an Advent garrison commander in Cincinnati. He has a mean streak that he's been able to focus onto the Advent government. No one knows the source of his resentment, and he doesn't confide. He is a heavy drinker, but when sober he spends his time teaching refugees to read and write. Joan Richards, codenamed JBone, born Atlanta, Georgia, 6 August 2010. As her city fell to the alien onslaught, Joan and her brother were rescued by an XCOM strike team. She has never forgotten the selfless act of the team that saved her. She made it her mission to join them and further their cause. She is the epitome of an honorable warrior, smart, resourceful, and ever mindful of her debt to XCOM. Mark Jackson, codenamed Stonewall, born St. Louis, Missouri, 3 November 2000. Mark was an Army brat, and as such grew up around remnant U.S. Army forces near Fort Leonard Wood. The result is a highly disciplined soldier with a penchant toward restoring the old world. Familiar with a vast assortment of arms, Mark is a formidable combatant and a respected soldier.
So, there you have it. our combat personnel roster. You might be saying, I hate my hat or haircut, why am I not wearing a shirt, I wasn't born in that city, I can't stand Stonewall Jackson, and I get that, but I'm going to have to take some artistic liberties as we proceed, and I hope you'll put up with me as I do. Our first building project will be the Guerrilla Tactics School, which will allow us to field a larger squad among numerous additional benefits.
Commander, good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to the bridge, the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military. And it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
So let's get started by taking a look at the geoscape. And excellent, we have the opportunity to recruit new rookies, and this will be for free. We just have to set course for Northern Canada, or Canada if you're from there, and start scanning. And yeah, that should yield us a few rookies, actually.
I have made a number of interesting discoveries, Commander.
Excellent, and this is our first foray into the world of armor. It'll allow us to build the nanoscale vest and then ultimately work our way towards plated armor. But that's way down the road. And in terms of our next project, we can get into alien biotech, but I want to accomplish modular weapons. That'll allow us to customize our weapons.
I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available. The aliens have considerable resources at their disposal, but we've still managed to do reasonably well against them, despite our own limitations.
And I hope we can carry on in that tradition as we move forward. Back to the geoscape, we'll continue this scan for the rookies. Oh, nice. That's perfect. So yeah, there's the third character that stems from my previous playthrough in XCOM Enemy Unknown, Hydra. So Charlie Squad has its leader, and frankly, I think we have enough recruits to fill Charlie Squad. That couldn't have worked out even any better. Perfect. And we're getting word that there are supplies waiting for us, so we will set course for that location and begin the scan there. That's going to be in the Southwest United States. And as to those new recruits, we'll check out their files at the end of this episode.
I am sure you will find the results to be as intriguing as I do, Commander.
Excellent. So now we have modular weapons behind us, and this means when we pick up weapons gear in the field from fallen enemies, we'll be able to attach that to our normal kit. Next up, magnetic weapons. Takes way too long, so we're going into alien biotech.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
He assumes an awful lot, Dr. Tigan. Okay, back to the geoscape, and we'll continue our scan here in the Southwest. Interesting. So we have a guerrilla operation at hand. This one to protect a device, a data device, and if successful, we could get an engineer out of this. So that's definitely something we want to engage in, and we will go ahead and assemble Bravo Squad under Squad Leader Lee to move on this location. Here we're getting our first glimpse at Bravo Squad, commanded by William Lee, codenamed Weasel. Like Valdez and Hydra, Weasel is a veteran of the 2015 alien invasion. He'll be joined in the field by Joan Richards, codenamed JBone. Also by Mark Jackson, codenamed Stonewall. And finally, Jared Williamson, codenamed Manzer. They'll be deploying with the basic kit, and that'll do it for our brief introduction. Bravo Squad, You may board when ready. And I think it'll be interesting, after some time, to see which squads are most effective in the field and which incur the most casualties. I suppose time will tell.
Menace, ready to deploy.
Copy that, Firebrand. You are clear to descend.
Word has it the Resistance has been pulling data critical to the aliens' latest project from the Advent network using something they rigged up in this area. As far as we can tell, the aliens have figured out what's going on and they're sending reinforcements in to destroy the device. We're moving in to secure the area and protect the device before they manage to take it out.
I mentioned Firebrand. That's the code name for the pilot of the Sky Ranger, a post previously held by a man with the code name Big Sky, but we lost him years ago, and his Sky Ranger. Hopefully, Firebrand will live up to his reputation. And Bravo Squad is boots on the ground. Weasel has ordered his squad to stay tight and go in hard and fast, basically bullying through any resistance between them and the objective.
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
One thing's for sure, these sectoids are taller than I remember. And we're operating in the vicinity of Vancouver, much like Alpha did prior. Now we have 2 on the grid, 1 sectoid and 1 Advent trooper. Meanwhile, the device is sustaining damage. So we'll put everyone into Overwatch, but again, Weasel wants to press forward, so he's going to open fire on this sectoid. It's a miss. Not a great way to kick this off.
They've got our position.
Nonetheless, the squad is revealed. Manzer gets a hit. Jackson puts down the Advent Trooper, and JBone puts down the sectoid.
Enemies down.
Not bad at all. And as you can see, the squad is still a bit ragtag. Everybody's wearing basically what they would have been wearing when they fought with the Resistance. Weasel is actually wearing an old XCOM uniform. And he's going to press his squad forward. Pretty much at the double quick. Which is a bit of a roll of the dice. He's a risk taker, but nonetheless, he wants to get his troops as close to that device as possible. As quick as possible. Well, for obvious reasons, it's still taking damage. Oh shit. Enemy reinforcements inbound. As may happen with operational plans, the situation has changed, the wheels have come off, and so Weasel orders his squad to break their tight formation and redeploy to positions from which they can repel these Advent reinforcements. It's the aggressive thing to do. What this translates to is use one move to get to cover and the other to go into Overwatch. The side effect being that Bravo's left flank is now open to any enemy elements inside that church. And here comes the cavalry. Deploying 3 on the grid, 1 Advent officer, and damn, 2 stun lancers.
At first, Advent deployed non-lethal stun units for crowd control and the occasional protest. We don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
JBone scores a hit, but otherwise it's misses across the board.
Missed!
And I don't say damn because we're especially frightened of stun lancers, it's just Bravo's misfortune to encounter for the first time a sectoid and 2 stun lancers all on the same mission. Well, Manzer's going to move forward. He'll focus on this lancer to his right. rather than fire, he'll deploy a grenade in hopes of breaking up its cover, thus providing a cleaner shot to his squad mates. But it's a miscalculation. That cover's too hard. Let's see, JBone will attempt to hit this target she previously hit. No joy.
Enemy is still up. My ammo's running low.
Oh, Stonewall will jockey for position. He'll move up to this squad car. And though that Lancer has a modicum of cover still, Jackson's going to take the shot. And it's no good.
Negative damage.
Damn, but he's supposed to be aggressive, according to Weasel. Squad leader, you gotta be careful what you wish for. And now he can't get a clear shot, so he's gonna move up. And if he still can't get a clear shot, he's gonna break his tendencies and go into Overwatch. And fortunately for Bravo, the Advent forces inside that church are not joining the fight. JBone's taking fire, but it's a clear miss. Nice. Weasel gets a hit.
Target disabled.
And earns himself a promotion in the process. Oh no. Oh man, okay. Oh, well, okay, she's not dead. She's just unconscious, but still. And Jackson's panicking. Or rather, he's going into a rage. And delivering swift vengeance on behalf of JBone. So whether we can control him or not, I can't argue with the effects. Or rather, the results, yeah. Let's see, Manzer will peek around this corner and take a shot at the Advent officer. Can't ask for more than that.
Got him.
The Advent officer is down, so the board outside of the church is clear. But JBone. So Weasel's gonna go up and, he's gonna pick her up and move her to cover in relation to that church, It's the least he can do. I just hope she's not gravely wounded, because I did promise that if any soldier is gravely wounded, I'm going to scar them. If they're not wearing, headgear, like a helmet or something like that. Like face protection, and sure enough, she's not. But I model her after my wife, so I'd hate to scar her. Okay, the Advent inside are now emerging. And fortunately, they waited until their comrades were dead. Stonewall's back in the game. And though he's hurting on ammo, he's gonna move to an elevated position and reload. Or, you know what, he's not gonna reload, he'll go ahead and toss a grenade. In hopes of, breaking up that cover. Maybe he can fell that tree or something to that effect. And it's mixed results. I don't know that it destroyed the tree outright.
I'm on the move.
We'll have Manzer take a shot. He's got a little bit of ammo. Oh yeah, excellent shot. Great damage. But, those sectoids, they carry a lot of health. Weasel is going to set down JBone behind the engine block of this cruiser, because, frankly, he's got to deal with this emerging threat. And so hopefully he can finish off this sectoid. Boy, the old man ain't as sharp as he used to be. I mean, he's still a smart guy, but his accuracy leaves something to be desired. Now the sectoid's getting out of that inferno created by Jackson. He's going back in the church, and he's going to engage in some mind games. But what's he doing? He's It's going after Manzer. And yep, he has panicked Manzer. Advent troopers coming up. It's gonna fire on Weasel. It's a miss. Hits the squad car, which erupts into flames. That means that car is gonna explode. Much like that one just did. So hell, someone's got to get her out of there.
Let's do this.
A fresh magazine loaded, Stonewall is going to attempt to bring down the hammer on this trooper. And he does. And the punk-ass trooper drops some gear, which we will recover, but in the meantime, Weasel needs to get JBone away from this flaming patrol car, and preferably behind some cover that doesn't explode. Would be ideal. And so perhaps this sign will suffice. He will, of course, set her down, because he needs to get back into the fight. And he will set her down ever so slowly, ever so delicately. Very gentlemanly of him. What a squad leader. Oh, damn, yeah, see, that would have been bad. That's a mushroom cloud. That is a fallout car explosion. And the sectoid moves into position. He's playing more mind tricks. In fact, he's going all George Romero on us, raising the dead.
No respite for the dead. The aliens have found a way to mind control them now.
Yeah, so I guess we can add one zombie to the grid. Of course, Manzer doesn't have a clear shot. He needs more ammo, so he will reload.
Let's do this.
But, though he can't hit the zombie, he could hit the sectoid, although it's a long shot. So, you know what? Stonewall's in a more advantageous position. And yeah, so he's going to go ahead and take the shot. And it's good. Excellent.
Enemy destroyed.
Where does that leave our undead friend? Oh, good. It puts him dead once more. So we'll move Manzer up towards that gear.
Moving out.
And yes, I'm leaving him in an exposed position. And if you continue to watch the series, you'll notice I'll do that from time to time, and until it bites me in the ass, I'll just let it slide. When it does, you can say I told you so, but it's just the way I operate occasionally. So let's see exactly what our prize is. And it's a hair trigger. Yeah, we'll take it. And then Manzer will move to light cover here.
Menace 1-5, we've got a line on the target. Move to protect that gear at all costs.
We'll have Stonewall join them and go into Overwatch.
Confirmed. Moving out.
You probably noticed that Manzer is shirtless. And there's a reason for that, and it's not just to present a ragtag army. It was intentional on my part. He would know why I did it. And perhaps eventually I'll share that story with you. Oh, what the hell, I'll go ahead and share it now. It goes back to grade school. I would have these big-ass sleepovers and invite all the guys from my class, and we'd spend the night, up all night playing Russian Attack or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or what have you. And after the first sleepover, we went upstairs to have breakfast. And Manzer there, he just sits down at the kitchen table, shirtless.
Roger that.
And my mom, God bless her, she's a divorcee, and so she's a single mother at the time, and really has her hands full with all these little runts running around. And she sees him, and she just lays into him.
You are not sitting at my kitchen table without a shirt on.
And despite her observation, he was.
Your mother and father don't let you sit at the kitchen table shirtless.
And he went on to explain that, in fact, they did. But she rejected that out of hand.
No, they do not. No, they don't.
And ultimately, it was, it ended with her basically saying,
you will go back downstairs and you will put a damn shirt on before you sit at my table.
And so he did. I mean, you know, you choose your battles, and She highlighted this battle and she pressed A. This is one she wanted to have. And she never let him hear the end of it, over a decade later. I mean, even if she saw him now, I'm sure it would come up.
You're not sitting at your wife's kitchen table without a shirt, are you?
And God forbid he says yes. I think if he did, he would lie to her. He'd have to. And so, yeah, he meekly went downstairs and put his shirt on. But, yeah, it was interesting. And, you know, like I said, my parents were divorced, and it was irreconcilable differences, but really what I think it was is my dad probably went to the kitchen table without a shirt on. It was all child support after that. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Uh-oh. This Advent officer's about to open fire. And thankfully he missed Weasel.
Should be aiming at the one without a shirt on.
Well, that's not necessary. And look at this trooper. He's got a clear and present danger to his front, and yet he turns around and puts fire on the device. And honestly, I don't understand why we haven't killed one of these two yet. There goes Manzer with another shot. Yeah, I don't understand why everybody's missing.
I don't understand why he's missing a shirt.
Well, hopefully Stonewall can score a hit at this juncture. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going around. And finally, good deal. Nice shot, Stonewall.
Not wearing a shirt and he's in church, no less.
And you know what? I'm not going to have Weasel fire, because I'm confident he will miss at this rate. So we're going to have him throw a grenade. Get a guaranteed kill. And there you have it, folks. I think that was the last of the Advent assets.
All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
I'm grateful to see that JBone is conscious. And everyone in Bravo performed admirably on that operation. When they return to the Avenger, they definitely have bragging rights. They can say that in between their mission and Alpha's, Bravo definitely faced the tougher opponents, be it the sectoid or the Advent reinforcements, and nonetheless, they prevailed. Of course, if I were from Alpha, I'd just be flippant about the whole thing and say, screw you guys, we're Alpha.
If we keep this up, the aliens don't stand a chance, Commander.
I concur, Lily Shen. I concur. Well, let's divvy up promotions and see what specialization each of these soldiers is going to fall into. And with Manzer, it's going to be a Grenadier. You know, Manzer sounds like a Grenadier, so that's altogether fitting, I believe. As for Weasel, the squad leader, and yeah, you know, Alpha squad leader is a Ranger too, so this seems appropriate as well. Leading from the front, and besides, Weasel's aim sucks, so maybe getting in there with a sword will help. In terms of JBone, well, hopefully she doesn't get knocked unconscious, because she's going to be the field medic. They're going to need her. And finally, Stonewall. And this makes sense too, his aim seemed to be on the mark, so, yeah, being a sharpshooter seems about right. And there you have it, Bravo Squad. And in terms of their material gains, they got that hair trigger and a number of corpses. Sectoid, Advent Trooper, Stun Lancer, and Advent Officer.
Council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration. With one exception. It is good to see you again. In the days since your capture, I have done all I can to aid the resistance from the inside. It was these resistance operatives that provided the intel leading to your recent extraction. As of now, resistance forces are currently somewhat disorganized. If we are to defeat Advent and their alien masters, you must change this before it is too late. What you are seeing are classified reports of missing civilians from across the world. Their numbers are growing. We suspect they have been taken to a nearby Advent black site, though its exact location remains unknown. Time is short, Commander. We need you to take charge of Resistance operations throughout the world. Establish contact with the local cells and bring them into the fold. Find this black site and shut it down. Save our world. The clock is ticking. Good luck, Commander.
Thank you, Mr. Spokesman. Are you making fun of my voice?
New objective added.
Okay, so we need to contact the Resistance in the Black Site region. And we will do that. You know, I kind of think the Black Site mission will be the season finale for the first season.
I've updated our latest operational objectives, Commander.
Considering the limited resources available to you, Commander, you have still managed to exceed my expectations. Excellent work.
So that's definitely something we're going to work toward. We procured an engineer, which is handy. I know that Shen will be happy about that. Marta, eh? And we are going to assign that engineer to the Guerrilla Tactics School, to the construction of it. It should cut down on the time required to complete that facility. So we'll go ahead and allocate that engineer to that task. Meanwhile, I said that I wanted to check out the troop roster and these new 3 that we picked up most recently there in Canada. Again, this audio is pre-recorded.
Thomas Trumpet, codename Titanium, born Phoenix, Arizona, 25 February 2006. Thomas used to be a loner. He survived on his own in the Arizona wastelands for over a decade before serving as a scout for a resistance outfit in northern New Mexico. Having lost his childhood sweetheart to a viper's poisoning, he harbors a deep-seated hatred for all things reptile. He is a heavy drinker and generally prefers to drink alone. John Clayton, codenamed CJ, born Appleton, Wisconsin, 14 October 2016. John claims to be related to one of the original XCOM soldiers. He grew up with a resistance group in Wisconsin where he developed an interest in engineering. John is a very compassionate man, quick to endanger his own life in the interest of others. Frederick Wydra, codenamed Corky, born Ann Arbor, Michigan, 11 September 1975. A veteran of the original XCOM team, Frederick is no stranger to fighting aliens. When XCOM headquarters fell, he joined a resistance group in Michigan, training young combatants in the use of both standard and alien firearms. He is a patriotic soldier and a spiritual man. He's also a fantastic cook.
And that's true. The guy crafted him after is a fantastic cook. In fact, in real life, the guy, he taught me a lot. My wife and I opened up a restaurant in 2011, and we named it after him. But yeah, anyways, I digress. This is Automatic for Automatic Games. I do appreciate you watching, as always. If you like this video, and if you are subscribed, I will talk to you soon, friends.